Have you ever wondered when your body decides where it is going to burn fat on your body when you decide to lose some weight? Is there an order? Can you actually choose where you want to lose body fat first? Or does your body simply randomly pick whatever you want? Today I am going to show you 5 brutal stages when your body decides to lose some fat. This is going from the beginning until the last drop of body fat. And I am going to tell you exactly what happens to each body part at each stage. You also will discover why your face becomes thinner before your belly, why your arms looks like it's going to shrink, and the real reason why your abs is not showing even if you got to a lower body weight. And at the end, I'll show you the biggest mistakes that you're making that is keeping you away from finally achieve your goals. Stay with me until the very end because this video is complete, practical, and it's going to change the way you approach your fat loss. And if you're new to this channel and you want simple, easy ways to actually achieve all your fitness from losing fat and building muscle, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Stage 1, the visceral fat. Visceral fat is the most dangerous fat that affects your health overall, and the good news is the one that goes away earlier. That is the fat that stays around your organs, not under your skin. It's that kind of body fat that gives you the belly beer. That is most common in a man. And if you're a man with over 25% of body fat and you have a big belly, that's probably where your belly is sticking more around, just like George right here, one of my clients that we got rid of that in 12 weeks. The problem with this kind of body fat that is directly linked to a lot of health issues. But again, the good thing is that it goes away right in the beginning. So as soon as you start to take care of yourself, exercise, and calculate your diet to get your calorie deficit, you can easily see some differences on your belly in the first 4 weeks. That is why I recommend and I make all my clients actually take pictures and not just step on the scale, so this way they can look at it and can see the difference. Stage 2, neck, face, and shoulders start to shrink. After you lose most of the belly, we are going to start to lose the subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that is under the skin and between the skin and the muscle. This stage blends with stage 1, and that is the time that you are going to start to get some compliments because you're actually going to look different, especially those with very high body fat percentage, like over 30%. Whoa, your face looks thinner, you look healthier, and various other compliments. These compliments, just like the pictures, are a very good sign that you are progressing on your fat loss journey. But those changes you're gonna see if you have more body fat around the body. Like if you have over 30%, you're gonna see a lot of that. If you start your journey around 23, 20%, that's probably not gonna be an issue that you're going to find, and you're not gonna see so many changes in your face. That is why it is important to understand that the body follows a pattern that is very unique to each individual, and it's going to depend wherever they start. Stage 3. Arms, chest, back, and legs. Stage 3, the changes become very, very visible. And this is when most people start to actually see the difference in the body. They see the difference how clothes are fitting, how the muscles are showing up a little bit more, and especially more on the upper back when there are more muscles and you're going to see more definition. And when we're talking about men, this is the time that men really get a little bit concerned because they don't want to look small, and they see a lot of differences on that. And they start to believe that they are losing muscle because the clothes doesn't feel the same. Like you're not feeling the clothes as used before. And most men get a little bit concerned if they're looking small, but relax, you're not losing muscle, you are losing body fat, and fat takes a lot of size. So that's why the clothes are getting looser, but you're just losing body fat right here. And to guarantee that you don't lose muscle mass, you have to be consuming enough protein. At least 1 gram per pound of the body weight that you want to achieve. This way you're going to guarantee that you keep all the muscles that you already have. And maybe if you're a beginner, you're even building muscle throughout this phase. But of course, your training has to be on point. You have to be progressing every week. You have to be lifting more weights. You have to be taking that serious. Your sleep as well. You have to be sleeping at least 7 hours a night to guarantee that you get all the rest that you need, so this way your body can proper function the way it should. And another common mistake that happens in this time is that people are only looking the front, they're not looking the back. And trust me, at this point, you're gonna see the biggest changes on your backside, not on your front. Like your love handles start to shrink, you're gonna see more definition on the back. So make sure that when you take your pictures, you take on front, side, and back pretty much every other week. This way you have an actual information to put it together, analyze it, and see if everything is working. And stage 3 is very weird because it's usually when people start to get comfortable, they start to do less, and then they feel that they hit a plateau. But actually you're seeing so many good results that you are relaxing and you are quitting to do all the small things that you've done to get to this point. And believe me, what's gonna happen if you get back to your old habits? You're going to gain weight as well. So at this stage is where I see more people are just stopping. Of course, they are happy with their progress so far, but still more. There's still some more to do. So keep going, don't stop right there. And it can be hard, I understand, because sometimes you're not seeing as much results, and you're not gonna see as much results as you saw on stage 1 and 2 because it's going to slow down. But you're so close to actually get to your abs that you shouldn't stop right now. You have to continue to do it. And if you ask yourself, how do I continue to do this? This is the part that actually happened to me. I got to this point and I was never able to achieve to go further on that. And I don't know how to actually track my workouts, track my nutrition to get everything on point. Or you need more help, you can just book a consultation with my team and we're gonna listen to everything, analyze it, and we're gonna see how we can help you out to finally get away from this plateau and take you to the next level. Stage 4, abs start to appear. Your dream starts to come true. This is what happened to Ethan Page, Mike Santana. We got to this point. Finally, abs clear as water. But it's not just the abs that you're gonna see difference right here. You're gonna see so much more definitions on the shoulders, veins on the forearms, your obliques will start to appear, and then you're gonna see some of the 4-pack right here on the top of the belly. And it may be a little bit weird because you still have some body fat, still feels soft, but you can see some definition. So stay calm, because that is part of the process. You're doing great. And a lot of people talks about genetics, but you're only gonna see how your genetic actually works right here, in this point, on stage 4. So before that, if you haven't get right here, don't blame your genetics. Your genetics is gonna show you how your abs are actually placed. It can be stacked, it can be on the same level. Every person is different. Some people have 8-packs, some people have 6-packs. It's normal. But before this stage, don't blame your genetics. It's not your genetics problem, you're giving up too early. But another important factor as well is the development of your abdominal muscles. And you're gonna build some abdominal muscles the same way that you build any other kind of muscle. So doing 100 crunches is not gonna help because you're not doing 100 curls to grow your biceps, right? You're doing 3-4 sets with a lot of weight right there, and you have to do the same thing with your abs. And trust me, I don't do zero ab workout. My clients, I don't get them to do 0 crunches or things like that. I focus them on lifting a lot of weights on movements like deadlifts, squats, dumbbell marches, or if you really want a good exercise, some leg raises. That is an actually good exercise that is body weight, but you're still gonna have to increase how much weight you're gonna do it, which you can do by slowing down and many other things. That's how I build mine, and even when I get to a higher body fat percentage, I still can see my muscles in the abs because I built so much more of that when I play football because of the kind of exercises that we were doing, which is a lot of deadlifts, free squats, dumbbell marches, all these exercises that I just told you. And stage 5, the last 5%. Final battle against body fat. And here's the most difficult one. It's the one that I am right now in my phase preparing to my first ever bodybuilding competition, which is eliminating the last body fat that is right there, in my case, right under the belly button and on the love handles. And this part can be very annoying because I am 8 weeks away from my competition. I still have a lot of time, and it's the last thing, and it has to go really, really slow so this way I don't lose body fat. And it has to be really, really slow so this way I don't lose muscle mass. But I know that for people that watch this phase is going to be unnecessary. And again, this is just for people that want to get to a bodybuilding competition. Stage 4, that'll be great for most of the people. Is where I stand throughout the whole year when I don't need to compete on bodybuilding like I put this insane idea in my head. But even though I'm going to explain to you everything that has to be done to get to that point. But again, don't think that this is something sustainable because it's not. There is no way that we can keep like that for the whole year. And if you see somebody in the social media like that, you know that in this point is genetics and they are actually tracking everything and keeping that way for the whole year is a lot of work. In my case, in my mind, it's not sustainable. And that's why I question you to question yourself. Is that what I really want? Why do I need that? Because I got to that point one time, and it's really hard to maintain. And it's not worth it because there are so many other things that I have to do with my family that I'm not able to do it. Like I have to track every sip of water that I take. I have to track everything that I eat. I cannot go to restaurants. I cannot go into a lot of places. If I'm going to some place, I'm taking my food everywhere I go, every time. And even when I coming out of the nutrition, has to be really, really calculated with everything. So I only recommend this for people that want to do a photo shoot for once in their life or compete on bodybuilding. But on that, you're gonna need a lot of cardio. You're gonna need to keep training a lot, hitting your nutrition to the last point, and it's going to be really, really slow. You're not even going to lose even half of body weight in a week on looking at the scale because it's really, really slow. And sometimes doesn't feel that it's working and you have to dehydrate yourself. Truly, to get to that point, I don't recommend. And what I do is when I get to that point, I know that in the next week, I'm going to get back to my 10%, 11% of body fat, which is pretty low, like even 15%. If you have some really good developed abs, you are going to be able to show that, and it's going to be so much more sustainable, and having a visible abs is already so much above what the regular. Not that this makes you better than anybody else, but if you want to have something different and you want to maintain for the whole year, that is something that is so much more achievable to be maintained, and it's gonna make you feel good as well. Because trust me, at this point that I am right now, I'm around 8% of body fat. I still want to drop more 2%, 3%. My sleep is trash. I cannot eat anything outside of my nutrition plan. I have to take food everywhere I go. I have to do cardio every day. It doesn't matter. Like literally, and it's cardio. It's not just walking or moving more. Like I have to stop and do some cardio. My workouts are not the best. I don't have the same energy. It's truly is something that you have to think about if you actually want to achieve. I highly recommend if you are a high achiever and you want to see how that looks, you want to see exactly how your genetic is, yeah, do it one time. But just know, to maintain that, again, probably the 4th or 5th time that I'm saying this, not worth it, not sustainable. And to close, the naked truth about fat loss that nobody wants to hear. There is no shortcut. There is no miracle supplement. There is no miracle drug. The path is always the same. You create a real caloric deficit that it can be achieved with medicines, not with supplements. But in order to maintain the muscle mass and look full, look muscle, look toned, you need to eat food. That's why those injections that are everywhere, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, they're very dangerous because they take away all your hunger and you're not gonna eat. And you're gonna have to eat to lose body fat and keep muscle mass. Otherwise, you're gonna get the Ozempic butt that everybody's talking about. And you need to be training properly, progressing your loads every week. Doesn't matter if it's at the gym or at home. You need to spend more calories doing more cardio, moving more around the day. And of course, you need to manage stress. Because if you're stressed out, your cortisol is going to go higher and you're gonna stock more body fat in your body. And most importantly, consistency, 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 and patience. What I see the most is people giving up too early, or they are going way too extreme and they cannot maintain the consistency. And suffering a lot is not the way to get there. You have to suffer just a little bit. You have to create discomfort, not pain. I hope you finally understood how losing body fat works on all the different levels that you can achieve. And I just hope you to stick around. I'll ask you to subscribe one more time and see more videos right here on the channel because there are more information about how to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. And I gave all the steps that I have to do. So click in this video, watch it, and enjoy it. Hopefully this helped you out. Also, comment below right here. What do you think? Do you think that this is something wrong, or have you been stuck in any of these phases? I want to talk. I am going to reply to everybody that comments. So please drop your comment, stick around, and wait for more.